Hi everybody, this is a catch-up video, just sharing with you what I've been working on, what I'm thinking about doing next, and hoping for some feedback as usual. And I will start off by showing you that I have made a start on revamping the Wild Spirit Tarot, partly because of your wonderful encouragement that you've given me through the comments to do this, that it means something to you that I do it, so I've made a start, which I'm really happy about. And I started off with the Wheel of Fortune card from the Wild Spirit deck. I did that because somebody, I'm sorry I can't remember your name, I should have made a note of this before I started, some wonderful person in the comments suggested that I looked at the Wheel of Fortune card in the Everyday Enchantment deck next, which is here, and so I decided to start revamping the Wild Spirit Tarot by starting with the Wheel of Fortune, because I had to start somewhere, and here it is. I'm quite excited to share this with you in its raw, just completed state, and I will try and give you a better view of it. Okay, first of all though, I need to show you the original, and here we go, trying to focus on it. The Wheel of Fortune card was called Dance of Light, Web of Fate in the Wild Spirit deck originally, and as you can see, because I was very naive and didn't know any better at the time, I created a deck with not only a border but another border around that as well, which I would never do again, and the new revamped deck will be no borders whatsoever. And I'm not quite sure how I'll incorporate the title into the card yet, but I will manage to do that, I'm sure. Anyway, here is the original with the border. So when I show you the one I've just done, you'll be able to see that I've gone right up to the edges so that I've allowed for a crop, because I didn't allow for a crop and I had to have a border, and then there was another border. So although the deck was appreciated by some people, I'm sure it annoyed a lot of other people because of the double border on it. And I created this deck a long time ago now, and my art style, if you like, has evolved, as it rightly should, over the years. And compared to this, I'll try and do a comparison. Oh, I'm really learning how to do this, so please bear with me. Yeah, you can see on the original there's quite a lot of black lines around everything, which is something that I just don't do anymore. That was a stylistic thing that I did then, and I don't do that anymore. So you've got this very hard-edged cloud thing here, which is completely vanished. In my new version, it's just a gentle, subtle suggestion of a cloud rather than something with bobbly edges. And none of the little figures, I'll try and put them next to it just so you can see. Compare and contrast. There's no hard edges anymore. Everything blends seamlessly into everything else. The hair, the fingers, their feet, everything flows into everything else, which is an expression of how I believe creation to be, rather than something with hard defined edges. Not that there's anything wrong with my original illustration, it's just that things have changed. I have moved on, and hopefully I will move on again in the coming years, but for the moment this is how I am doing things. And go away for a minute. I hope you like it. I'm not going to go into exactly what this card means at the moment, because that's a whole other video. I just wanted to share with you my excitement for having made a start on this project. And again, thank you for your encouragement to do so. There's a rock over here holding that corner down because the paper has got a bit it's curled up a little bit with my over vigorous penciling on it, and this is all pencil with a tiny bit of watercolour. This is how I work. I really wanted to share that process with you. I can't do a video where I'm actually drawing because I haven't got the capability to do that technically at the moment, but I wanted to share this with you as soon as I'd done it, and I have literally just finished it, so here we are. And I'm very pleased with it. I think it's very attractive. I hope you like it too. Maybe this is the first time you've seen this card, in which case I'd welcome your thoughts upon it, and of course I will in the future make a whole video about it, but for now I just wanted to show that to you. And the Everyday Enchantment version, which is very, very different. That is the Wheel of Fortune and the Everyday Enchantment deck. But going back to the Wild Spirit deck, which is what I'm doing, there we go. That is the Dance of Life, Web of Fate card. I'm going to just stay on that while I'm talking to you, because I've got quite a few things to say. So yes, what do you think of that? Any feedback would be gratefully received, as always, and I will do my very best to get back to you as soon as possible if you leave a comment. I am very slow. It takes me ages to make a video. I put an awful lot into everything I do, and I've got to get through the physical limitations that I have with using a computer and uploading videos, and making the videos takes a lot of time. I'm a lot slower than other people. And I seem to put an awful lot into things as well. I'm not saying anybody else doesn't, but I really do invest all my heart into what I do, and I hope that is always communicated to you, but that means that I am slower. So, moving on. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this bit because it involves moving things about, so let's give it a go. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that I am writing another book very slowly, because that involves typing, and as I've shared with you before, typing is not my forte for many reasons, and I'm going to do that very gradually at the same time that I'm revamping the Wild Spirit deck. So there's going to be two things going on at once, and the new book is going to be a personal account, and I started doing this a long time ago, my very first book, which was this. And I don't think that this book has reached a lot of people, so I wanted to retell a lot of the stories that I covered in this book, and to go on to share my progress, and just to hopefully inspire and guide people. So it's going to be a very personal account, but also a practical guide. Both of those things I like to keep in tandem, really, so that it is not just a self-indulgent book. I want it to have some validity and relevance to people and to help people. Otherwise, there is no point in me doing it. I may as well just, I don't know, just write myself something and put it in a drawer. So I was going to share with you some of the other books, because there's quite a lot of books here, and as somebody has suggested, in fact a couple of you have suggested, that at some point I go through all the books that I've written and just do a little summary to introduce people to them. And I'll just go through them in a minute very briefly and then put them aside while I'm talking. But the whole point of this is that I'm going to summarise a lot of what I've talked about in other books, bring it up to date, and make the book fresh and relevant to now, to where I'm at now, and to hopefully inspire and guide you with it. Yes, so I don't want to be putting too much of that out or sharing titles or anything like that until it's got a publisher or some sort of home in the world, but as soon as that happens I will gladly go into more depth with it. And it's only just started, it's just coming into being, coming together, and it's going to take a while, so I will share more of that with you as I go along. I'm just going to quickly go through the books. They're not in order because I haven't been sensible enough to put them in order in a pile. So there's this one, there's this one, there's this one. I don't think any of those really reached enough people, so I will take the best bits out of those and rework them into a cohesive new version, incorporating it with all my new thoughts. And yeah, anyway, and then there's this, which was a novel, a teaching novel, Greening, and I think this one maybe reached more people. It is still selling now as far as I'm aware. Spirit Walking, which was quite a weighty tome. And then there was a book called Green Spirituality, which you might not even know that I've produced, which I wrote under the name of Rosa Romani. And then I think this book has reached more people as well and is still in print. It's called Craft of the Wild Witch. So that's all there. Now I've got to move them back out of the way. Diddle-da, diddle-dee. I'm only showing you these because I am going to go into them in more detail in other videos, and also because these are the works that I am going to be incorporating to some degree into the new book, but it will be primarily a new book. It won't be just a rehashing. I don't do that. That's pointless. It will be just bringing together some of those stories because they're part of my life, and I really don't think that they've reached very many people because of... I won't go into that. Actually, I'll just leave that there. They didn't reach as many people as I would have liked at the time. So those will be some of the stories, and some of the teaching within those will come back into the new book, but it will be a wholly new book. I think I've stressed that quite enough, don't you? I just thought I'd show you as well that this was the original Wild Spirit Tarot. I have a new and sealed box here, and the light is shining off it. That was the original deck and book set that was published by Llewellyn and went out of print quite quickly. I don't know whether that was anything to do with the fact that it had these rather cumbersome dual border thing going on with them or what, but anyway, it went out of print pretty quickly, which is why I really am keen to redo it and reintroduce it to the world. And just quickly, here was the second edition of the book that I brought out, Stories of the Wild Spirit, because I bought a lot of remainder decks and I was selling them. In fact, I was giving them away. I gave an awful lot away to start with, and I redid the book because I didn't have copies of the book. I only had the decks that were remaindered, so I redid the book. And we'll be redoing the book again to go with this version of it. So that's that. What's next? Yes, I would like to create an Instagram account, but with everything else that I'm trying to do, I think that might take some time to get together, and especially as I have to seriously limit the computer and keyboard time. But I will hopefully at some stage make a start, and when I do, I will alert you of this fact. I don't want to go into too much detail about my personal life. You know that I don't want to make this about me as a person. It's about the work, it's about creative ideas, and it's about sharing, but it's not about me as a being. But I do have to explain this, that I haven't had a proper home since about 2015, and all of my things have been boxed up or in storage since then. So they are completely inaccessible to me at the moment. That means all my original artwork, my paintings, my original writing, my books, except for the books that I've just showed you, because my mum kept copies of all my books, which is how I've come to have access to them now since her passing away. But all the rest of my work is not where I am currently living. So I'm going to have quite a limited selection of what I can share with you here and on Instagram if I do that, but I will do my best to share as much of my work as I have access to, which is not even a fraction of it, but still, we'll get there in the end. And eventually, hopefully this year, but I'm not holding my breath, but that is my aim, to have a home of my own and to be reunited with all my things, especially my work. And then when I do, I'll do a much better job. That's why I'm very limited at the moment in what I can share with you and how good I am at getting that across to you, because I haven't got my things and I'm not in my own home. So I just thought I'd share that with you to at least explain a bit, because it is affecting what I can do and how I can present it to you, and I will keep you updated. I'm going to make quite a few more videos because all these ideas keep coming to me. I'm full of creative zeal for creating videos and sharing with you, and so in the next week or so, as quickly as I can possibly do things, which is quite snail-like, but I do my best, I will be sharing more videos with you. One will be about wild spirituality. Now, where is the book? This is so badly prepared. Where's my book? Oh no, I can't find it. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I'll find it right at the end of the video, which is just typical. Yes, I shall be sharing wild spirituality with you. Just let me, oh good grief, let me just try and see where it is. Would you credit it? I can't see it anywhere. Anyway, my book Wild Spirituality, which I have mentioned before, I am going to do a whole video, not just about the book, but about what it means. What is wild spirituality? Because people have asked me that question. What is it? So that's something I really want to do. That is going to be coming up. I have prepared that already, and I will do that as soon as possible. I've also got some more ideas that I've prepared about subjects that I've been thinking about, things that have come up, because I want to keep things spontaneous. So things that have come to my attention of late that I really want to share and discuss with you, because it's important that I get feedback on these ideas and see what you think. And whatever I think is relevant at the time, I will share with you. And I think this is a marvellous thing about YouTube, that I can do that. So yeah, that's what will be coming next. And also I will get on with my Everyday Enchantment series, which will be about the Wheel of Fortune next, because somebody has requested that. Thank you for that. And another kind person has suggested that I then look at, I think it was the world. So at the moment, I'm just going to briefly wave this in front of you because it is not remotely done. But at the moment I'm working on that's as much as you can see of that just for now. I'm working on revamping the world card from the Wild Spirit deck, which was called Wild Harvest, but that will come up in another video. And then, oh, I'm just so full of it, aren't I? I've got so many ideas and things flying around that I can't even keep hold of them. Yes, so the next video on the Everyday Enchantment will be the Wheel of Fortune. The one after that will be the world, and I'll also show you the Wild Spirit version of the world that I have revamped. There you are. I think I covered that properly then. Yes, and also I'm going to do a review of this book by Ray Beth, who has kindly just sent this to me, and I will look forward to reviewing that. And I would also like to review other things. Do you think that would be a good idea? If you do, let me know, because I think that would be a nice thing to do. Just things that I enjoy, things that I might be useful to you that I've come across. But I will start with Ray Beth's new book. Okay, I think I have exhausted myself for this video, and probably you too. So let's just do a quick further scan of this revamped Dance of Life Web of Fate from the Wild Spirit deck, and I will leave you with that. As I say, take care of yourselves, take care of all other beings you encounter, and thank you so much for joining me again. I really, really deeply appreciate it. Lots of love to you all, and I'll be back soon with another video, and I'll also be answering any comments you've left on my previous 3 videos, which was a series about it was a trance journey, but there was 2 previous ones as in preparing for the journey, preparing for the guided journey. So if you've left any comments, I don't know, but if you've left any comments, I will get back to you. There are so many things to do, and I will do them. It's just that it takes me a long time, or longer than I'd like. Okay, lots of love to you all. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.